Friends in Christ, Pastor Brian here. I'm thinking about community this week. As of Tuesday morning, 133 people have been confirmed as killed due to Hurricane Helene, with another 600 missing. The storm brought catastrophic flooding to the Appalachian region of North Carolina and Tennessee. Rain totals from 2 feet in one North Carolina community to almost a foot in Atlanta in 48 hours overwhelmed creeks, rivers, streams, and storm drains. I've seen estimates of property damage ranging from 15 to 26 billion, and some estimates of both property damage and economic loss ranging from 95 to 110 billion. There have been thousands of rescues by emergency personnel across local, state, and federal agencies, including from the roof of a Tennessee hospital surrounded by raging floodwaters. And as of today, much of western North Carolina is still without power, potable water, and passable roads. We know from experience how long recovery from the derecho took here in Iowa, how long from the flooding of 2008 here in Cedar Rapids. Multiply that timeline by thousands of communities, millions of people, and it gives you some sense of the scope of the problem. We are a nation that idolizes rugged individualists, but the reality is that we need each other. That there will always be times where we need other hands, other skills, other wisdom. Times when we are just overwhelmed by the volume of work that needs to be done, and we need other people to help. We need community. From the beginning, this has been so. God says in Genesis 2:18 that it's not good for man to be alone. And while that referred specifically to his helpmate in Eve, it also points to the reality that we are made to be in community with one another. That's why Jesus comes to announce the reign of God has come near, not that your individual salvation is near. God's reign draws us into closer community with one another, as well as with God. And when we work together for the good of our neighbors, that is a glimpse of the reign of God. Disasters are a moment where everything but the basics of survival drop away. And in those moments, it doesn't matter what political party you belong to, what sports team you root for, who you love. What matters is helping to make sure that fellow human beings have what they need. Daily bread, of food, shelter, water, clothes. Please join me in praying for all those recovering from the effects of Hurricane Helene, not just now, but for the months and years to come. Please also join me in praying that as we enter into this election season, we can hold before our eyes the vision of what we can accomplish when we work together to care for our neighbors. If you would like to support the recovery, I would encourage you to consider a donation to Lutheran Disaster Response, an organization that is often the first into disaster areas and the last to leave. Friends, together with God, all things are possible. Thanks be to God.